name is Carla Chavez, and these are my fellow teammates.
Shanda Buck,
Melissa Cookingham,
Derek Dyke,
and Grant Pease.
We are from Newburgh High School. Today we are here to discuss recreation in the Pacific Northwest. As we all know and have experienced and enjoyed various activities the Pacific Northwest has to offer year-round, we have now taken a step back to realize what sort of impact we have left behind. Our impact on the natural resources due to our recreational activity has left negative outcomes in areas of soil and wildlife here in the Pacific Northwest. To reduce our negative impact, we have developed a plan to help better educate the public in protecting our rich and diverse landscape that the Pacific Northwest has to offer. And now to continue our hike as Melissa explains the essential elements of our plan.
In order to fully answer the question and develop a plan, we will discuss agencies and associations dealing with natural resources, unmanaged or dispersed recreation, the impacts of recreation, and the benefits of recreation. We will then discuss our action plan entitled Connect, Protect, Respect, and end with a project summary. Many agencies and associations are involved in today's recreation. Government, or public agencies, are geared towards both economic growth and the preservation of public lands. Private organizations are created by community members to fill a need and often work for the education of the public. Recreationists, outdoor business owners, and private landowners rely on outdoor recreation and must be considered when formulating our plan. To best understand the impacts of recreation, we classified recreation based on the similarities and their impacts. Frequency is defined as the amount of users participating in recreation, and intensity rates the severity of activities in specific classes. And now Shanda will establish a campsite of understanding of the different classifications of recreational activities.
Our first category is Class 1 recreational activities. These activities, such as hunting, birdwatching, sightseeing, and Bigfoot seeking, have a medium frequency and a low intensity. Secondly, we have our Class 2 recreational activities. This group is characterized by water or snow sports, such as skiing, snowboarding, and snowshoeing. While these activities are popular in the winter and in mountainous areas, they are virtually non-existent during the rest of the year. They generally have low intensity. Next are the Class 3 recreational activities. This group includes such activities as hiking, biking, camping, picnicking, rock climbing, and hang gliding. These are some of the most popular sports because they can be enjoyed almost anywhere by all ages. They received a high frequency rating but have a medium intensity rating. Our Class 4 activities are the water sports: fishing, camping, canoeing, rafting, swimming, diving, and surfing. These activities have medium frequency and medium intensity. The main effect they have on the environment is soil erosion. Our final category is the Class 5 recreational activities. These activities have a medium frequency but a very high intensity rating. They include horseback riding, off-roads, ATVing, snowmobiling, RVs, and boating. These activities have by far the most detrimental effects on the environment. And now, Brent will guide us through the explanation of recreational impacts.
Oregon has a rich diversity of recreation, bringing in approximately $8.3 billion annually. For the Northwest, tourism is recreation, but it's not without its pitfalls. For example, Oregon's large amounts of wildlife are prone to habitat loss, disturbances in feeding, mating, and nesting patterns, as well as pollution, while the natural resource of forestry laments over forest fires, the transfer of invasive species, and an increased chance of contracting disease, and not to mention recreation's ability itself to be a disturbance to others and a problem with overuse creates issues with soil, such as user-created paths, soil erosion, compacted earth, fire damage, and nutrient loss, in turn affecting rivers and streams with changes in sedimentation, dissolved oxygen, water temperature, pollution, invasive species, and the destruction of habitat, ultimately changing the cycle to lead to the utter acclimation of natural resources in the Great Northwest. And now, Shanda will hunt out the economic benefits of recreation.
The economic benefits of recreation are widespread. Outdoor recreation offers mental and physical health benefits, therefore keeping citizens healthier and lowering overall health costs. Also, building parks and putting in open spaces raises property values, as many people are willing to pay more for recreation that will improve their quality of life. And communities with recreation programs can reduce their overall crime. Tourism is Oregon's second largest industry. And why do people visit Oregon? Recreation is the biggest draw. Oregon ranks 7th in the number of state parks, recreation, and natural areas with 61.6 million land acres. With attractions such as the Oregon coast, the Columbia River Gorge, and Mount Hood, tourism brings big money to Oregon. In 2007, Oregon tourism was a $6.3 billion industry and employed more than 88,000 Oregonians. These jobs bring businesses and tax revenue into our economy. Outdoor recreation also supports local communities. And now, Garrett will explain the social benefits.
Not only does recreation have a great economic benefit, but a social one as well. Many people seek recreational activities to get away from high-paced lives and to simply relax. Stress relief, longer life expectancy, and overall health improvement are some of the social benefits from recreation. And not only is it good for the individual, but for the community as well, as recreation usually includes a variety of people and a diverse cultural experience. Our action plan is designed in 3 parts to improve and sustain the mutual relationship between recreation and the environment. The first step of this plan we have identified as CONNECT. One people, one earth, one environment. The National Tribal Environmental Council puts it simply: recreation is a link between people and the ecosystem that they live in. The methods we chose to make this connection include education and habitat restoration. We plan to reach the public through brochures, signs, park rangers, interpretive centers, and community involvement to teach them the hazards of unmanaged recreation. We feel that it is the next generation that is just as important to reach, so we plan to promote outdoor school programs and classroom curriculum by informing recreational users about ways to prevent damage, and we can connect recreation and the environment in a beneficial and symbiotic relationship. And now, here's Grant, who will fish for the path of protection.
In this section of our action plan, we must protect our vast ecosystem from recreational damage. Today, many regulations help to support our entertainment and at the same time maintain our environment. These include recreational zones and seasons, various hunting and fishing laws, and of course, law enforcement. Combined with the efforts of habitat restoration to improve vegetation and control pollution and invasive species, we can do our part to be good stewards of fish and wildlife. Remember, you can make a difference. This statement expresses the ideals of our idea of protection. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And now Carla will bike up the mountain of respect.
The idea of respect is a difficult one to understand when talking about the environment. For when one thinks of respect, it usually comes in terms of another human being. We must look at nature as a being and realize that there are simple yet effective ways we can respect the environment here in the Pacific Northwest. A common management practice is proper waste disposal. Disposing of waste in specific facilities can shorten the impact of trash and untreated sewage from entering our groundwater, thus entering nearby waterways. Another way of respecting the environment is by simply following rules and regulations. These may include specific areas of washing and cooking facilities, hiking on designated trails to decrease the damage of natural vegetation and erosion, and following simple guidelines posted at and near camp and RV sites. All of this respect can be summed up in a few simple terms: leave what you find and leave no trace behind. And now to wrap up our expedition will be Garrett.
By implementing the aspects of our action plan, we can keep ecosystems healthy, and in turn, this makes for a healthy nation. We feel that recreation and the environment can and must benefit each other for a sustainable future. To secure this future, we have designed our action plan to connect the people to the land, protect our natural resources, and respect the environment and ourselves. Thank you.